Watch before buying a home. It's a buyer's market in 2023. Hello, and thank you for joining us today. Before we get started, I just want to ask you, if you like the video, please like, share, and subscribe. It will help us to bring you more informational video. So now, let's get into the video. Buying a home in 2022 is a game of wait and see, as prospective buyers idle on the sidelines hoping for the costs of homeownership to drop. Mortgage rates more than doubled over the course of a year, while home prices increased by record numbers. The next year shows promise as experts predict mortgage rates, home prices, and homebuyer competition to cool a bit. But there are a few steps you should take to prepare yourself. If your New Year's resolution is to become a homeowner in 2023, here's how to make it happen. Step 1. Put your savings in a high-yield account. If you're planning to buy a home within the next year or so, you'll want to keep your savings relatively liquid because you want your money to be there when you need it, says Danielle Hale, the chief economist at Realtor.com. Consider putting the money for your down payment, closing costs, and cash reserves in a high-yield account you can tap into. For instance, interest rates on certificates of deposit and savings accounts have been rising, so you may get a strong return on your money. You might also want to pad your savings in case a recession arrives in 2023 or you're concerned about unemployment. Some personal finance experts recommend stashing 3 to 6 months' worth of expenses in your emergency fund. Those expenses include your upcoming mortgage payment, but also necessities such as groceries, utilities, your phone bill, transportation costs, and anything else you would need to stay financially afloat. Step 2. Review your credit. Mortgage rates hovered just under 7% at the end of 2022, but you may qualify for a money-saving lower rate if you have strong credit. Get a feel for where you stand before contacting a bank, because you don't want any surprises when you are ready to talk to a lender, says AJ Barkley, head of neighborhood and community lending at Bank of America. Head to annualcreditreport.com, where you can pull your credit reports for free up to once a week through 2023. Errors like incorrect account balances and identity theft, like accounts fraudulently opened in your name, can bring down your credit score, so you should dispute these as soon as possible. You may also be able to check your free credit score if your bank or credit card offers this service. Mortgage programs typically set a minimum credit score to qualify for a loan. If yours is on the low side, take steps to improve your credit before seeking a pre-approval. Step 3. Set your budget. Getting pre-approved can help you understand how much you can borrow. During the process, a lender pulls your credit and checks your income, debts, and assets. If everything checks out, the lender gives you a letter that says how much you can borrow and your estimated interest rate. However, you can borrow less than the amount you qualify for, Barkley says, based on what you're comfortable with. A general rule of thumb is to multiply your monthly income before taxes by 28%, she says. The resulting dollar amount is typically how much a manageable monthly payment might be, including taxes, insurance, and private mortgage insurance. So if you earn $6,000 a month before taxes, for instance, then an affordable monthly housing payment is around $1,700. You could even aim for a lower mortgage payment if you have other high-dollar expenses such as childcare, Hale says. Also consider the total cost of homeownership, says Lisa Frisson, head of financial inclusion and racial equity at Citi. These costs may include homeowners association dues, lawn maintenance, routine repairs, and renovations. These things can add up and reduce your monthly cash flow, Frisson says. Taking all costs into account can help you ensure that you can not only get into the home, but stay in it. Step 4. Seek down payment or closing cost assistance. A home's purchase price influences the upfront costs you pay on a home loan, with down payments starting around 3% and closing costs ranging from 2% to 5% of the home's price. And because home prices across the U.S. increased throughout 2022, the amount of cash you need upfront has also increased. But you may qualify for a program that offers down payment or closing cost assistance, which often comes in the form of a grant or affordable loan. These programs are run by lenders, federal and state housing agencies, and local housing authorities. Each program has different offerings and requirements, so research what's offered in your area and which lenders accept this type of financial assistance. Step 5. Monitor trends in your market. Because every housing market is different, it's a good idea to talk with a real estate agent when shopping for a home. They can give you the details on what's been common in your housing market, Hale says. As mortgage rates pick up, buyers' borrowing power drops and sellers have to deal with lower demand. As a result, sellers in some areas are lowering their listing prices or accepting lower bids. Realtor.com predicts inventory to rise by 20% overall in 2023, although housing availability will still be tight compared to pre-pandemic levels. If there are more homes for sale in your area, it might be easier to find a property in your budget. Because home prices and inventory are moderating, you're more likely to find more negotiating room in 2023, Hale says. Additionally, sellers are more likely to accept contingencies like home inspections, appraisals, and financing. Step 6. Lock a good interest rate. The 30-year fixed mortgage rate averaged around 3% at the beginning of 2022 and shot up to more than 6% by the end of the year. While it's impossible to know exactly how mortgage rates will behave in 2023, some experts predict moderation. For instance, Fannie Mae expects mortgage rates to drop to 6.6% by the first quarter of 2023 and drift down to 6.2% by the end of the year. Other analysts expect rates to move in the opposite direction initially. We think mortgage rates are probably going to climb still into the first half of 2023, Hale says. At that point, I think we'll be closer to the end of the tightening cycle and we'll see mortgage rates come back down for good. Higher interest rates reduce your purchasing power. So when you're figuring out which homes you can afford, start by using a mortgage calculator. Set a budget using today's rates, but also consider what would happen if rates were to climb another quarter point or half point, Hale. Interest rates vary widely with each lender, so consider comparing quotes from at least 3 financial institutions. You can limit your exposure to rising interest rates by locking in the rate. Some lenders even allow you to extend the lock period or adjust the rate down if market rates fall during the lock period, though typically for a fee. Step 7. Start using online tools. Gone are the days of driving around town to open houses all weekend, said Zillow senior economist Jeff Tucker. Anyone looking to buy a home next year can go online instead and take a 3D virtual tour of a property, Tucker said. Virtual tours have been around for years, but their popularity exploded during the coronavirus pandemic, he said. Experts also suggest to use an online tool. After you've worked up an estimate, sign up for email alerts from websites like Redfin or Zillow so you'll know immediately when new homes within your price range hit the market. Step 8. Search for the right agent and lender. Start contacting potential real estate agents and mortgage lenders early in the year because it could take a while to find a person and company with whom you're comfortable, experts said. The goal is to have a loan pre-approval letter and an agent in place by spring. April and May is where you'll see the most homes hitting the market, said Taylor Mayer, deputy economist at Redfin. That's where you'll want to target your buying plans. January is a slow time for real estate agents in most markets, so now is a good time to find one to sit down and discuss what type of home you want, Tucker said. Picking someone should be your first step so you can avoid scrambling to find an agent once you found a house you want to buy, he noted. Step 9. Pounce on desired properties. Take as much time as you need to find the right home. Then work with your real estate agent to negotiate a fair offer based on the value of comparable homes in the same neighborhood. Once you and the seller have reached agreement on a price, the house will go into escrow, which is the period of time it takes to complete all of the remaining steps in the home buying process. While the housing market is cooling, that doesn't mean it's no longer competitive. If your goal is to purchase a home in 2023, it can be wise to place an offer on a property you like immediately, experts advise. Some home buyers might think they can wait a few weeks for the price of a home to drop or mortgage rates to fall, but hesitating can be a costly mistake, Regish said. All they're doing is increasing the probability that one other buyer is going to find the same house and put in an offer, he said. Step 10. Get a home inspection. Typically, purchase offers are contingent on a home inspection of the property to check for signs of structural damage or things that may need fixing. Your real estate agent usually will help you arrange to have this inspection conducted within a few days of your offer being accepted by the seller. This contingency protects you by giving you a chance to renegotiate your offer or withdraw it without penalty if the inspection reveals significant material damage. You can get recommendations for home inspectors from your real estate agent, but also be sure to do your own homework before choosing one. Depending on your contract and state of residence, you'll generally need to complete a home inspection 10 to 14 days after you sign a purchase agreement. As a buyer, you're usually responsible for paying the home inspector, and while the fees can vary, you'll pay an average of $281 to $402, according to Home Advisor. You should hire a home inspector because it is your responsibility. Both you and the seller will receive a report on the home inspector's findings. You can then decide if you want to ask the seller to fix anything on the property before closing the sale. Before the sale closes, you will have a walkthrough of the house, which gives you the chance to confirm that any agreed-upon repairs have been made. You should follow the given steps if you want to buy a home in 2023. Thank you for watching Creative Investments. Again, if you like the video, please like, share, and subscribe, and smash that little bell button so you can be notified when Creative Investments releases new videos. Thank you for watching, and that's all for today's video.